Hello, everyone. Good day to all of you here at Girlfriends' Guide to Homeschooling. And today we have a great topic. I'm excited to get started with you on that. So for all of you, I'm Angela Jordan Perry, and I am your girlfriend here at Girlfriends' Guide to Homeschooling, where we gather here on Facebook Live and our YouTube channel and discuss pertinent topics to homeschooling. And because many of us are all over the country and, we really don't get into any laws, particularly in regards to homeschooling, this is our time to conversate on those things that are near and dear to our hearts, concerns that most homeschool moms, dads would have, girlfriends. So this is a time for us to get together, grab a cup of coffee, some tea, glass of wine, cup of water, and just get together and talk and chat. So today's topic, let's see, have you ever heard of this word adulting? Have you heard of that word before? Adulting. This is a terminology that was given to me by my oldest daughter. She said this word adulting. I didn't even know the word adulting could be something of a verb, an action, I know you became an adult, but adulting. So we're going to talk about homeschooled, children who are homeschooled, but don't know how to adult, or they're not ready for stepping into adulthood. Now, the truth being, I'm 44 years old. I was married at 19. I've been married to the same man, one and only now, for 25 years come July. And so, let the truth be told, if I think back until, when I was 19, was I really ready to be married and step into that level of adulthood? So, is anyone ever ready to step into adulthood? I don't know, but there are some basic things that, as homeschooling families, as I have come in contact with different children who have graduated out of homeschool, and then even my own children, some things that we have failed to do in our homeschooling as we have focused upon the schools, the books, all of that type of stuff, but we've not delved into some of these pertinent conversations, or made sure these things were taught to them to prepare them for adulthood. So let's talk about some of those things. And I only put this out here to you so that you can have something to chew on, to think about, to be, considering through your homeschooling journey. Is this a part of your curriculum and part of your schooling and your teaching? So here are some things, in your homeschooling and preparation for your student to become adult and to start this adulting. Have you discussed and given them an idea of budgeting? The life of budgeting. You can start that from youngest age. Give them a few dimes and tell them they have to keep this for a period of time, and teach them how to do that to $1, $10, $5, $20, until then they can, handle the family's budget. I have friends, and I did this in a small way, but not to the degree that this family I know did. They literally gave over the complete budgeting to their children, to their family, to their kids, where they had to purchase, I think it was their daughter. She had to go grocery shopping. She had to take care of that. She had to make sure there was enough money to take care of the bills. I mean, just gave her the whole budget of their family and had her maintain that for, I want to say, about a year. I mean, they talked and discussed things, but that child was responsible for the budget. And I think they did that too with their sons. That is an excellent opportunity for budgeting. What are you to do and what's going to get paid and how it's going to get paid. Now, granted, I'm sure the parents did, made sure everything that was needed was there and available, but they had to maintain it. Another thing is conflict resolution. This is a big thing in preparing for budgeting. I mean, for adulting, excuse me. And one thing we're big on that in our home, and that's conflict resolution, allowing them with their siblings to work it out, come to a peaceful resolution. And if I or their dad has to step into it, then it was going to be a little bit more harsher. So how to handle things, compromise, how to come to a place of peace where they both have, both parties have given and taken, And so no one feels like they totally have been taken, you know? So conflict resolution, we should include in our homeschooling. How about how to hold a job? Giving them a responsibility, keeping them on that task for, you know, that entire year, that they're, or a whole month or what have you. You know, that can be a chore, you know, that they have to follow through on it. They have to start it at a certain time. They need to be done at a certain time. They need to have it to a certain level of excellence, you know, holding the job down. Another thing is honoring time commitments, holding them accountable for honoring time commitments. Again, we can set up those opportunities where we expect something to be done by a certain time and then finished by a certain time. Or if they tell us they're going to do something, then hold them accountable to that. That's part of adulting. You know how many adults out here, if they don't honor their word and honoring their time, teaching them to arrive 5-10 minutes early, whatever that conviction is. But of course, we have to lead by example. Another one is speaking in turn, you know, honoring conversations, which is my next point of holding a conversation. I speak, you speak. I speak, you speak, and not just speaking over each other. I cannot tell you how many even high schoolers who are about to go into the adult world and they don't know how to hold a conversation. You know, I speak, you speak, we go back and forth. It's just not someone hogging the conversation, always talking. How many kids have you talked to who knows how to speak well? Conversation hogs. You know, that's part of adulting. Can they conversate and speak in turn? And just holding a conversation. You know, in homeschooling, we have a great opportunity for our kids to interact with the middleman, the person in the store. I mean, just life in general, wherever that takes them, to be in conversation. I have found, for the most part, homeschoolers can carry a very competent, of substance conversation with other adults. Is very impressive. So they can speak to the youngest child all the way up to the oldest of adults and have that conversation. But make sure that's something that your student, your homeschool child can do as they're going through homeschool. Another one, filling out forms. I realized that was not part of something in my homeschool. And so when my child, we had to go and get their permit, and this was for both of them. That was their first time ever to fill out a form, but they learned how to do it. Certain things that they need to know that they put on, you know, our race and stuff like that. You know, maybe you put other, explain why you want them, they should put other instead of black or whatever the case may be. If they're, you know, biracial, what should they put if they ask for that? Do you just tell them don't put anything? I prefer not to comment. You know, so those things, how to fill out a form, find out some forms and have them to fill it out. What is their pertinent information that they need to know? Okay. How about grocery shopping? Have you let your children go and do the grocery shopping? You know, that was something that I let my kids do once they were now cooking. I would say, here's the list, go in the grocery store and go do it. And here's my card. You know, you have to be careful with that and know the trust level of your children and if they're ready for that. But they should be able to know how to go in there. Here's the budget. This is all we have. Go and get what you can within this budget and see them come out with, look what I got. I got all of this food for this amount of money. Basic life skills, you know, cleaning the car, washing the car, changing oil, changing tires, cleaning house, how to maintain their room. Are they learning how not to live in a pigsty? These are just so basic, but I can't tell you how many homeschoolers that I know are not learning these basic things. How about following rules? You would think that's like a no-brainer. Yeah, it happens. Many high schoolers, kids, they don't know how to follow rules. They learn to be rule breakers instead of rule keepers. So these are some thoughts, and thank you for joining on Facebook. Thank you for joining live and the replay. If you're joining on the replay for Facebook, on here on the YouTube channel, thank you for joining in, and give me your thumbs and your hearts and comments. I love to hear some other thoughts that you have about how, you know, what things we need to be teaching our children to, you know, prepare them for adulting, walking into this life of adulthood. You know, maybe shopping, you know, clothes that they purchase. Do you shop here or do you shop here? I mean, do we have to have the name brands or do we get what we can afford, or you know, going into debt? Those are some adulting conversations and topics that over the course of our schooling years with them that we definitely should be incorporating. So those are just some thoughts. Again, I'd love to hear from you. Angela Jordan Perry with Girlfriends' Guide to Homeschooling, where I meet with you and just talk about your everyday homeschool girlfriend topics. And so I would love to hear from you. Give me your comments, share your thoughts, add to this list, and let's dialogue about it. So thank you again. You can find me on www.unlimited.com. And you can certainly send me an email to gg2homeschooling@gmail.com. Again, give me your comments. I do reply and look at those, and I appreciate you being here. Thank you for another episode of Girlfriends' Guide to Homeschooling, and we will see you on our next get together. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.